vibe and the body to go. Them birthday cakes, they stole the show. So sexual, she was flexible, professional, drinking Xanol. Hold up, wait a minute, do I see what I think I will? Did a thing I seen shorty get low. Ain't the same when it's up that close. Make it rain, I'm making it snow. Work the pole, I got the bankroll. I'ma say that I prefer them no clothes. I'm into that, I love women exposed. She threw it back at me, I gave her more. That ain't a problem, I know where it goes. She had this jeans with the fur. The whole club was looking at her. She hit the floor. Best thing you know, shorty got low. Them baggy sweatpants and the Reeboks with the straps. She turned around and gave that big booty a slap. She hit the floor. Best thing you know, shorty got low. Shorty, what I gotta do to get you home? My jeans full of guap and they ready for show. Got a Lex made back for the sexy grown. Patron on the rocks that'll make you moan. One step, come on. Two steps, come on. Three steps, come on. Now that's 3 grand. What you think I'm playing? Baby girl, I'm the man. I ain't been a rubber band. That's what I told her. Her legs on my shoulder. I knew it was over. That Henny and Cola got me like a soldier. She ready for Rover. I couldn't control her. So lucky on me, I was just like a clover. Shorty was hot like a toaster. Sorry, but I had to fold her. Like a pornography poster. She showed her. Bottom jeans with the fur. The whole club was looking at her. She hit the floor. Best thing you know, shorty got low. Them baggy sweatpants and the Reeboks with the straps. She turned around and gave that big booty a slap. She hit the floor. Best thing you know, shorty got low. Yeah, she was worth the money. The mama took my cash, and I ain't want it back. The way she bit that bag, got her them papers back. Tattoo above her crack, I had to handle that. I was on it, sexy woman, kept me showing, made me want it. 2 in the morning, I'm zoning, them rose bottles foaming. She wouldn't stop, made it dry. Shorty did that poppin' lock, had to break her off that guap. Yeah, I was fine just like my glide. Bottom jeans with the fur. The whole club was looking at her. She hit the floor. Best thing you know, shorty got low. Them baggy sweatpants and the Reeboks with the straps. She turned around and gave that big booty a slap. She hit the floor. Best thing you know, shorty got low.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Valanth League first day of playoffs. Woo, let's go. I've got Toaster here with me again,
Good evening, everybody.
and yeah, ready for our matchup today. Fireflies taking on. Sorry, I'll
Trader Joe's.
yeah, Trader Joe's just had a mind blank. I knew it, and yeah, it's just a team I don't know for some reason. But there you go. Trader Joe's, Fireflies. We're ready.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Obviously, 2 very, very different teams in terms of where they finished up after the first round robin. Fireflies finishing first, and I believe Trader Joe's finishing in 8th. So
Yeah.
hopefully Trader Joe's have something up their sleeve, and they've been working on a few of the issues they've had throughout the first round robin. Fireflies looking to continue what seems like some quite big dominance in terms of the division so far.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, one thing I'm sure we're both hoping for is all 3 games tonight, as we're finally in best of 3s. So, absolutely, hopefully, a barn burner we've got ahead of us.
Definitely. From what I've been seeing as well, from there's a few champs that are obviously going to be high priority / bans, I'm guessing.
Well, as you
But
said, and as some of the players with their own names of I am an Elise OTP might allude to what we might be seeing getting banned.
just maybe. Obviously, if it does get through, very, very good champ early game, and Elise is quite prolific on the champion. Um, however, it has fallen out of meta a little
Yes.
bit. It's definitely not as strong as it once was, with other junglers slowly climbing the priority tree.
Yeah.
However, jungle I feel does have quite a lot of flexibility compared to, say, a few other lanes
Yeah.
currently.
Absolutely. I mean, yeah, just the ability to play, especially at the minute. Recently, obviously, the nerfs to ganking early. It's a little unfortunate for champs like Elise,
Yeah,
Rex, and things like that. But yeah,
yeah. Obviously, still feels very, very strong in terms of like bot lane at the moment.
absolutely.
Obviously, we have seen some slight pivots, but obviously, let's get into the bans.
So we've got Fireflies on blue, Trader Joe's on the red.
I'm assuming we're going to see some sort of Ash here. I feel like a few of their players play Ash. She can be very, very annoying in laning phase. Oh, that's the Zaya though. Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
Um,
very prevalent at the
and
minute.
the Aurelion Soul, which we were discussing before the cast
Yes.
started.
Yeah.
Nobody likes that champ at the moment.
No, I
It's
mean,
just-
yeah, based on my experience of playing against this champ, holy moly.
and okay, the Lux. It's a good ban. You know, it's again, it stops a very, very strong push in poke lane.
Smear it then on for Trader Joe's as the next one. I don't necessarily see a prevalence of this in recent
Yeah.
games anyway. Um,
Uh,
again, maybe not too hot. Well, but 14 games.
I feel like there's probably more stuff, but maybe they just don't enjoy it. And there's the Ash ban, which I alluded to earlier.
Yeah,
So as you can see, a lot of bot lane
yeah.
prio. Oh, the J4. Okay, it's a very, very good pick at the moment. Can be played top or jungle.
Yeah. Yeah, so we'll see what we get our blind of first for the side of Fireflies. Anything you're expecting maybe out of the
Um,
gates?
uh, to be honest, an Aphelios refresh I could see. Oh, the Wukong. Okay,
Wukong? Huh?
it's
Uh,
fine. Good gank options. Very destructive in team fights, but I feel like I don't think you needed to first pick it. However, they must
yeah.
believe that it could have been contested, and for what they're looking to build, it might be quite imperative for them.
I mean,
Um,
we only have one pick at the minute, but based on this Wukong, you'd assume a team fight heavy comp
yeah.
um, in this scenario.
Uh, okay, the Poppy's an interesting one. I've seen obviously like her value go up quite a lot in the last sort of few weeks, especially in the pro scene.
Mm,
However, she's usually a reactionary pick, and there's the Aphelios, and I'm guessing
absolutely.
it's going to be Aphelios fresh. I'd be very shocked to see anything else. Like the combo itself is so good currently.
Yeah. Thresh being really good as a safety support, obviously with the lantern options and the flay, just to be able to disrupt any movement your
Yeah,
position bot lane
and
may have.
especially with the Wukong going in, it can pull him out if it needs to. And oh, okay, Nautilus does a very,
Yeah,
very less safety, but a lot
absolutely.
easier for engage and just as tanky as anything you could possibly want.
Yeah, certainly here. So we have bot lane here for Fireflies and jungle for both teams. We'll see what Trader Joe's want to finish off their first round picks with. As
Oh,
actually,
so this is Pop. I was guessing this is going to be Poppy top.
based on the hovers anyway, absolutely
Yeah.
this seems likely. As we get the
Yeah.
first ban of Ori
Oh.
in the second
So
round.
they've got a few flexes here though. With Poppy could go top
Yep,
jungle. I've even seen it support Diana mid
Yeah.
jungle. So
No, 100%. And this is where maybe Trader Joe's feel like they can get the edge in this draft. Possibly the fact that they know where all these champs may have the possibility of going, seeing
yeah,
what each lane might be counterable with.
yeah. Like I like the Maud ban though. I think sorry, the Morg ban. I think banning her is very very good for obviously. Oh, and the Yas ban is a fantastic
Yeah,
ban if you're still
absolutely.
not 100% sure where everything's going. Um, and the Maud ban, I think a lot of people have been playing it, and again, it adds more flexibility to, it could be top. I've seen people pivot around, so obviously we're never seeing the Teemo, but it'd
No,
be nice.
unless no. Okay, it was 1 second, and I was like, "Hello, Trader Joe's are cooking here."
I'm
Anyway,
guessing Malphite
Malphite.
Poppy support.
Uh, I mean, likely at the moment, unless it is still Poppy Jungle Diana mid, it's maybe
Yeah,
not necessarily as obvious.
yeah, I'm just I'm not too sure about the Malphite support though option. Orianna mid, safe mid if you're not 100% sure who you're playing in the mid lane.
I mean, the
Um,
combination of the ball as well with Wukong and what looks to be a Mundo in this top
yeah,
lane.
and I think Amundo's fine here. I think the options of who would be going top, I think the Mundo's would be fine. He's just going to farm. He's just going to
Yeah.
get big and a pain in the ass. Oh,
So
ah. Well,
this really throws a spanner in the works, you may say. Yeah,
yeah.
I have
Oh,
to
okay.
say,
Okay, there we go. I was going to say, I'm guessing it's Malphite top, Vex mid, Diana
yeah,
jungle, Poppy support. Yeah,
again,
which makes
swap
sense.
round in priorities. Let's get this all sorted, making sure everyone's got the champs they want.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a very, very obviously Trader Joe's have gone for very much an all-in comp. Malphite, Diana, Vex, they all want to go in.
Mm.
And they literally going to try and blow up that Aphelios. The one thing I do worry about for Fireflies is with that much engage onto the Aphelios, how they're going to keep them alive.
Mm.
However, if they do,
Yeah, it's
well,
definitely something that can 1 versus 5.
yeah, and once they're in, and the Wukong, if you save the ult to use it as counter engage, the Orianna ball, the Naught, it's gonna be definitely a battle of ADCs with this one. I think. Obviously, if
Mm.
jungle pressure will be massive. However, the Aphelios lane wants to farm. The Caitlyn will be pokey in terms of, and Poppy Buckler will be using just to chip away at him. However, and again, top lane's a slugfest. This could
Yeah,
be a lot of farming here for the first sort of 15 minutes. I can't really
absolutely.
see much in terms of any very aggressive lanes that are going to want to just go at it from the minute one.
Absolutely. I think there's maybe one comment to be made about it though. The bot lane, I think here, obviously a lane that can spire out of control and take over games extremely easily.
Yeah,
And so knowing that Poppy can W Nautilus hook is the possibility of a little bit of safety, but also the possibility to counter engage when, say, Diana comes down or Vex comes down from mid, if
yeah,
obviously this is the support in this case.
yeah. And depending on how they've got their Caitlyn Poppy, if they're fast enough, you can go. Not tries to go in. Poppy W's straight into Caitlyn trap. It's a lot of
Yeah,
damage, even on a tanky boy like Nautilus, where in the early game, it will take chunks. It should be a nice combo.
absolutely. So now that we've talked a little bit about both comps, is there any? We just had the 15-minute prediction farm fest. Is there anything you have maybe for the game overall or players specifically?
Um, I feel like Trader Joe's their comp is going to be a lot more wild in terms of once they start hitting six, they want to fight. But if the game goes on, with a Mundo, with an Aphelios, that's a lot. Mundo will just tank the entirety of that team. So if they don't kill that Aphelios, the Aphelios will just run riot on them because they do have a lot in terms of. However, being VL,
Yeah, I mean,
and being this sort of elo, it maybe go in the trying to make the team fights go a bit wild might work to Trader Joe's favor. But personally, I feel I like the look of Fireflies comp. I personally still think the Fresh would have been nicer than the Nautilus, just because
yeah,
it adds a bit more safety for the Aphelios being quite low mobility into this sort of comp. But I do like the way that they've drafted for Trader Joe's. I think they've kept a lot of who's going where, and I think that was a very, very smart play.
yeah, absolutely something to take into consideration when looking at these drafts as well. Very standardized. No chance of flex possibilities on Firefly's side, and then the opposite for Trader Joe's.
Yeah.
Here we go. See the skin game
Oh
just before
no,
the main game.
not the Shamrock Malphite.
Oh dear.
It's like probably the worst League of Legends skin.
Yeah,
What
I
I
tend
would
to agree.
consider the best being Corporate Mundo.
Yeah, so it's already 1-0 to the Fireflies there
Definitely.
in the skin game, as we see everyone loading into the ring here.
I'm hoping to see a nice 5-point here. Even though you have the Naught, again, I feel like with the Poppy, she's probably starting W. I don't think she needs to start her Q or her E. So I feel like if you're Fireflies, go for the 5 points, protect your angles, and try not to get hooked out. I'm a bit questioning this 5-stack onto the side where Mundo will be because you're going to
The
struggle to.
anti-CC obviously is.
Yeah, massive. He should.
Yeah.
I'm guessing they're hoping in case of a invade, but it's game one of a best of series. And the comp they're against, I don't think it's happening. I think they're quite lucky that Fireflies haven't at least tried to put some vision in to the enemy jungle.
Yep. There's a little bit of malarkey going on here. Poppy's not quite back yet.
Oh, hang on.
Opting for.
Elise, is he putting a ward that? No, he's just having a little nosy.
Yeah, just taking a peek through the brook. Having a good ping session to say, possibly missing Oriana now, moving forward to put the ward on the Raptors to check where the clear is starting to Diana. So a little bit of information here for Fireflies. Fireflies.
It's a nice ward there by the Oriana. Obviously, nice, easy, both red side starts. I think it's fine. It's an interesting one, isn't it? Because bot lane where it's going to you want to be ganking early. Maybe Elise is looking at this early gank.
Maybe very close. It may be a 3 camp into reverse. We'll have to see what Elise is looking for. It being Wukong. This is going to be very hard to commentate when the main word of that person's name was Elise.
That was really, really nice. Obviously taking his E first. I'm just quite surprised with that. I guess they weren't expecting that either.
No.
This is the hard part again with the Poppy. If you're pushed in against you're going to be pushed in with the Caitlyn. Obviously a bit of a slap fest top side.
Nice bit of damage there from Malphite's side, but Mundo just generally will heal that back up. But like you said, really good trade on this bot side. Diana coming down. We'll have to see what the interaction there is when we come to it.
I'm guessing Trader Joe's are looking to just push the wave, get it to bounce back in time for the Diana, which would be smart. Because then it puts a lot of risk on the Aphelios and the Nautilus.
Yeah, I mean, it's also really risky as we see some trades there. Mid lane, heavily favouring the Vex. I'm going to say that it's a very difficult opportunity to dive a Nautilus. The hook being so prevalent and such a large CC chain on its own with the auto attacks. That's good damage comes down there from the Caitlyn. So, like we were saying, a little bit of a slow start here.
Yeah.
Mainly farming, a little bit of trading here and there, as Wukong possibly going to be flanking this Malphite.
Yeah, I think the Malphite's fine. I don't. You shouldn't even need to flash here. Yeah.
Very, very close, but yeah, Munda taking a tower shot on the way out there. It's good, holding off from Shadow to be able to make sure he can stay alive there.
Yeah. Considering like Caitlin's had the push, this Aphelios is farming fine. He's ahead of him in CS, not by much,
Yeah.
but you know, considering how the lane's gone, I think that's very, very good for the Aphelios. This Malphite should be fine farming with Shadow and the tower. He's probably going to want to get a back in though, because them Qs from Mundo, they do hurt.
Absolutely, yeah. As we see a possible stun, no engage onto the Poppy, obviously vision in the bush. We've been able to see, we see some counter jungling here from Wilder
Yeah.
onto a good E here.
And again, exactly the same thing. Obviously, going on to the Nautilus. Interesting Q there by the Nautilus, but
Yeah,
it was the trade of obviously health and support for ADC. I think is a much, better
Wilder.
trade for them.
Yeah, as we see the gank. Yeah, gank there for Fireflies from the Wukong. So good stun comes down onto Fluffy Bunny. Poppy being very aggressive, thinking
I
maybe there's a
don't know
possible
about this.
kill. Like, forced the
Um,
flash there.
yeah, I think that was him overestimating his damage there.
Yeah, so a couple of flashes down now for the Trader Joe's side. One on the mid lane and one at the top.
Yeah, I think
See,
the ganks haven't really worked so far. Obviously,
lovely there.
very
Wukong,
lucky
good
though.
heal.
Very,
Good
very
counter
lucky.
heal. Possibly slow. Forced the flash there. Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe not as much respect. They obviously knew Wukong was mid and
Oh, did the
obviously
Wukong
no.
flashes there as well? What it looks like. Yeah, it
He
seems to be.
must have done, yeah. Yeah, just
Um,
maybe a little bit of disrespect there, knowing that he was coming from mid to bot as Diana had cleared the camp spot side.
yeah. Like the things they get their back in. Obviously, Moonquiver plus boots. He took a refillable, which I don't know if he needs that. He was doing quite fine in terms of his health.
Yeah, missed ult there. Malphite just showing as well in the bush. Could have been a good combo. Obviously, Vex having the fear, being able to allow Malphite to 100% accurately hit the rocks now. So you see the first Drake.
Oh, Dinah's on. This is very
solo.
greedy though. With the bot backed as well. If they'd have walked up, that could have been a very, very dead Diana there. They're kind of unlucky. Well, very lucky that they've not nosed themselves or chucked the ward over there, because that bot wouldn't have been able to respond fast enough at that point.
Absolutely. Like you said, very lucky that they didn't take that 1 or 2 steps further forward.
Yeah.
Especially as Diana doesn't have a sweeper or any control wards to be able to hold vision.
Yeah. And I think at that point she was already half health, so it's a lot of interest.
See the counter gang. Poppy stopping
great
the
hook.
lovely hook, and there's no response here from Trader Joe's bot side. But they've left the Poppy
no way
to her devices, and she's been able to run away.
Oh, and she'll get away here because the rest of the teams all come down now. That's so sad.
That is a very, very hard slip there, as we see Limit Testing absolutely dominating this top lane now. Obviously, with the Giant Spelt, Q's doing high damage. Lovely Q again here from Makuti.
Yeah,
Claymore taking first blood. Who possibly could have been taken by Limit Testing. He's popped ult here. He's about to dive turret, and
oh my god, that's
easy enough. Takes the kill.
Yeah, Mundo being Mundo.
Yeah, I 100% agree. Just the amount of damage he's already going to be doing with this Giant Spell, pure insanity. Yeah. So now that we have this state. What do you think? Trader Joe's obviously taking the Drake. Have to see what they do about this Herald. What do they have to start doing now to pull this back? They're not massively behind, but close the gap.
Oh, it's a 2k gold lead, which, you know, the bot lane now, a kill on the Aphelios, plus he's up 20 CS, top's up 20 CS, mid's up 20 CS.
Yeah.
The only lane the only part that's winning is the jungle. However, you know, I still sit by the fact that if they can blow the Aphelios up, you know, it's going to do a lot. But however, I think they're also then going to really struggle with, you know, dealing with this Mundo. Because he's just going to run at them. And
yeah, it's also something to take into consideration the fact that when maybe we get team fights around Drake, because we see Vex moving towards this bot lane for a possible dive, that choke points are going to be really hard for Trader Joe's to fight in with the Orianna ult, Wukong ult, Aphelios ult.
She's waiting a long time, so she's you know, hopefully this pays off, because if not, it's just the Orianna's getting further and further ahead.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And they're gonna spot her in a second. As soon as she comes around, they're gonna spot her.
Yeah, there's the spot there, as we see a fight. Obviously, Diana taking the
they're not even afraid. Like, that's just
wow. Yeah, Vex being there doesn't stop. But
I'm guessing that's very much miscommunication. They killed the Aphelios,
and Shadows.
Yeah.
Feeding up there as well. Feeding the old Mundo. He's full on health at the minute.
Yeah, 201, 20 CS lead. He's probably going to have his, what's it called? I can't remember.
Either depends. I think this either could be Warmogs or Heartsteel.
I think he's going Heartsteel.
I think.
Yeah, I think he'll get full value out of it, and he'll just be so tanky.
He's already taken 3 plays on his own there.
Yeah.
And Caitlyn's had to roam mid. Taking another death to cover the wave. Vex has been bot. As we see a gank possibility. Orianna taken back over the E. A nice knock up. Good few auto attacks, but the speed is keeping her alive.
I'm surprised that the Orianna's not got phase rush though. I really like Orianna with phase rush. I think it just adds so much more to probably one of her weaker elements, which is obviously her maneuverability.
Yeah, so we see now Diana also coming in. We saw Wukong pick up that Herald in the previous fight.
Yeah, and Mundo's now got Heartsteel, so
yeah.
Or take a minute and pray for Malphite, because that's not going to be a lane that wasn't fun to start with. Is now become a hell of a lot more difficult. Obviously, Gale Force completing on Aphelios now.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Heartsteel is definitely going to be a problem for this Malphite to be able to get through. There's so much health, and obviously continuously stacking it here further into this game.
However, they have got first dibs on this Drake, so it should be interesting. They do have a 5-man team. I guess if your Fireflies maybe just look to let it go.
One quick ult there, Vex also taking
oh my god, the Diana's already dead.
Already on the Diana, and like I said, down. And Aphelios is now ready to sweep up with 2 very good guns for fighting. Flash forward there.
Triple kill.
Well, Vex has hit this, so possibility of getting 1 in return. That's 2 now.
That's now return, a quadra kill. Yeah.
Quadra kill for Aphelios has put this Aphelios extremely far ahead, with already having 26 CS positive.
And 7-1 now, at 12 minutes.
Kills, yes.
Oh my god. So anyway, for game 2.
Wow. Goodness me.
Like I still put, you know, if they can blow up the Aphelios, maybe. I think
there's obviously possibility there. We have to see what Vex can do with access to backline, but this Mundo is definitely going to be a problem in team fights.
Yeah, but you know, the Vex is 3-1. She has gone for the more lockdown sort of approach instead of going maybe bunga bunga to blow the Aphelios up. But you know, I suppose the plan is get on top of the Aphelios, Everfrost, and then hope with the Malphite and Diana they can just pop her and then fight from that.
Vision seen on that Wukong there. And like we've been saying, the hellish matchup that this is going to be.
Yeah.
Look at the damage on the Q, the amount of lines there.
Oh my god. Like,
Mundo's popping the ult.
there's nothing more
speed.
scary when you're just like, this guy's just going to chase me under tower. He ain't afraid. He's got so much health at this point.
Doesn't even need
Diana doesn't even want to be there. This Mundo, I'm surprised the Mundo's not turned that. Because let's be fair, that Mundo just beats that Diana up. Like, I'm even surprised that Wada took that in.
Again, a good W here from Poppy, but there's not really much chance. A very good ultimate there for the Nautilus, and Aphelios cleans up.
I think, yeah, Caitlyn, you don't want to be here. You just
unfortunately, there's
she had flash, but oh no, okay.
Unfortunately, very little vision control in their own jungle, even though both tier 1s are up in mid and bot. Yeah, just a really good roam there from Wukong to be able to collect a second kill and giving it again to the himself. I believe Aphelios got the poppy. So
yeah, I'm guessing this Aphelios is going to have IE on back.
Yeah, that's definitely the something's being gone for here. The pickaxe is not in the blood vessel. No, quick cloak and vampire.
If she survives, that's kind of a win, I suppose.
I mean, yeah, small victories is
oh, never mind.
Well, when you then walk into your own jungle, you don't have vision over.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, that was. I'm guessing not realizing what's gone on bot.
Yeah, a slight mistake, we'll call it.
Yeah.
As we see Poppy and now Caitlyn trying to clear vision just to be able to stay around the CS that's really high up with this Caitlyn.
Yeah,
it's
definitely a hard space to be. Yeah, Elise was even baiting that there. He knew what he was doing. He still had his clone.
Absolutely.
Oh, and he's dropping the BM.
Oh goodness.
Yeah.
Well, there's some damage down on that Mundo, but he's just got a free 600 gold from another turret. So the man, I believe, with the kills, should probably have some fire as he's now pushing this Vex.
He doesn't care at this point. Like, I think he 1v2. Oh, I don't know about 1v3 though. That might be a bit more difficult.
The CC stoppage is taken off the Diana, so no take back. It's good knock up from Malphite there, and this 3 versus 2 now with the Nautilus is dire.
Oh my!
Oh, that's a good fear.
So lucky. Okay, they took one back, but I think the Naut dies for that, and
yeah, we'll see. That's a good hook. Malphite now. Speed boost. Diana getting the dashes. Does Aphelios maybe possibly go for this? Yes.
Yeah, he's
the health is just decimating here, and 2 items.
And the Poppy's just giving him another one. oh, Poppy gets out.
Just about with the move speed gets away.
Very, very lucky there. And is Elise just... Oh, Elise wants to, but...
This is the moment where you just wish Snowball was a summoner smell in some
definitely.
Yeah, and I think just at this point it's very military for Fireflies to finish this off, just pushing lanes, taking objectives.
Yeah, clearing all the jungle, just striking out this Diana. Because again, she's on one item. You know, she's just going to get strangled out of a jungle.
Yeah, maybe one positive, she is 1 CS up on this Wukong.
Oh, never mind.
Maybe spoke too soon.
You know, like, when you look at the bot lane, there's like, what's it, 2 completed items. Not even, you know, Caitlyn has not even got a completed item yet. So.
Yeah, I mean, the Aphelios having 9 kills for now hasn't been the problem because the Aphelios hasn't really fought Trader Joe's here. It's been the Mundo. The Mundo has absolutely swept that top lane and is now just face tanking every bit of damage that Trader Joe's has.
They've got no way of dealing with the Mundo. They need the Caitlyn to get probably 3 more items, and then then
Yeah,
possibly.
and without Mundo getting any more, which is going to be extremely difficult because he
Yeah,
can tank as much damage as he wants and
yeah,
not really fear about pushing too far with waves.
yeah, and the Mundo, if he can just go into full API MR now, the Caitlyn's going to take too long before she even gets near him in terms of damage. So he can focus like to deal with the Vex and the Diana, and obviously he's got Spectre's Cowl. I'm guessing he's obviously going Spirit Visage. He's obviously got Merc Treads. He doesn't
I mean,
need.
even Nautilus feels like he wants a bit of some for this Mal fight. Obviously, getting the shutdown previously on that Mundo. No flawless game. All of the Fireflies team have died once, actually. You see Diana getting poured out here. Can't even get to the Aphelios.
And then this should be a tier 2 tower. They just this Mundo just going to run at them. He's not afraid. There's not much they can really do. To be fair, honestly, I'd be surprised if they don't even get this tower. Like, they've got a wave, and they're just super tanky.
Yeah, Oriana even split pushing in the top lane, threatening the other inhib.
Yeah,
As long as
it's the
4
one.
in mid, yeah.
It's the one champ we've not really seen much of. She's kind of been sort of, I suppose, relegated to push side lanes, get farm.
Yeah, I mean, doing a job well at the minute above the Vex in CS anyway. As Poppy walks out of the base into a Wukong.
Oh,
Pushes forward, nice flash there from Claymore. As the guns are going off. Good ult there from Diana. Vex now coming in. Can the fear come off? It's a good knock up. And Aphelios is down. There's a possibility of a good fight here, but Mundo just too tanky.
Yeah, they're too far ahead at this point, I feel. And flash gone from Caitlyn. I think she still dies anyway.
Believe Diana there getting the shutdown. Yeah, as we see the final kill coming through. Not quite the ace. Diana had come back up from the start of the fight there.
Yeah, I feel like they didn't all need to run down. They probably could have taken mid. Because obviously Wukong was just going to run down the Caitlyn. They had a wave there. But, you know, they're so far ahead now. I think it's going to... You know, they managed to take the biggest damage threat. However, it's... They've got no damage to kill that Mundo at this point.
Yeah, it's only supplementary to, you know, stop a heavy loss. I mean, this is a heavy loss, but, you know, what could have been heavier?
Yeah, like, you know, like, you try and make a few good picks, you know, who knows, maybe Fireflies completely whiff a few things, but if they keep playing like this, it should be game 1 in the bag, and Trader Joe's should be just trying to keep mental high, ready for game 2 to reassess, look at what went wrong, and reapply it for game 2.
Yeah, we've got Fireflies here posturing for... Well, they were posturing for a Baron, but they've realised they're probably that far ahead, but at this point, if they win a team fight, they probably end. I mean,
yeah, I feel like they're fine. I feel they should probably just look to force Baron. There's not much they can really do at this point.
Good Wukong ulti there, catching Malphite out, being able to then also take Diana.
That could be game just straight off of that, I feel like. Killed Diana. You've basically killed most of the engage. Oh, never mind. Okay, if you kill the Vex.
Beautiful max range Q there to be able to catch.
Just really cleanly played by him. You know, they strangled them out, and they knew they were that far ahead that they could just team fight and end. Fantastically played. Limit testing, just an absolute menace on this Mundo.
As we see, maybe the first interaction of an Oriana ult. Right at the end in the base.
But you know, the Oriana that she didn't. I think there was that one where maybe if she'd have ulted a few seconds earlier, where Andreas got killed. In that fight in mid lane. However, you know, it was that one fight around that dragon. They were behind and they went to just try and take that dragon. I thought that was very risky of them for Trader Joe's. Obviously, then Andreas picked up a quadra kill, You
Yeah,
know,
I mean,
yeah,
you would assumed with a 12-2 that the possibility of pentakill was very high, but
yeah.
unfortunately, not quite getting it there for Andros.
Well, yeah, just look at the item difference. He's 2.5, well, almost 3 items compared to the Caitlyn's one and a cloak. You know, it's the damage that's coming off that Aphelios at that point, and you know, Malphite only has 1 item, Diana only has 1 item. You know, most of them only have 1 item compared to 2/3 items worth for the
Yeah,
Fireflies. But hopefully, for Joe's, they can take a reset, maybe look at what they don't like, what they can play differently. Um, I generally think that Mundo now maybe needs to go to maybe a bit more of a prio ban pick unless they have something in mind that can beat it.
yeah. The unfortunate fact there was Malphite died early, and it allowed the Mundo
Yeah,
to get a couple of plates as well as
yeah, and
the
then there
kill.
was that big roam, wasn't there, by Rift Herald where he picked up another kill and assist,
Yeah,
and he just went out of hand by that point. And I think
yeah,
again with the bot being so far behind, like I think the Caitlyn's the only thing that's killing that Mundo, and she's so far behind that she's just gonna tickle him, and he'd stand there and take auto attacks for days, wouldn't he?
yeah. So this may actually be a very difficult decision, even though it wasn't necessarily a close game. But do you have a most valuable player for this one?
So, um, obviously they all played really well. However, I I actually want to give it to the support because he hit some really nice cues, like really long range cues that just helped snowball that Aphelios. Like obviously the Aphelios is 12-2, you know, but I feel like a lot of that is the Nautilus just putting like, you know, so many kills on his plate that he becomes a problem. But I do agree, it could go limit testing, it could go Andreas, it could go North. You know, I feel like the Wukong did really well, was everywhere.
Yeah.
But personally, I think the support.
No,
Uh,
to be honest, I absolutely agree. Counterpicked with obviously the Poppy, their possibility of the countering and the interaction of the abilities and working around that to be able to control the spot lane to what's what is a very easy win for them.
yeah,
So yeah, I think with that can take our first break. We'll see everybody back for draft of game two.
see you in a bit.
from what we've seen before. Again, Fireflies sticking to the same script, as well as Trader Joe's actually as well.
Yeah, same bans from Trader
There you
Joe's.
are.
Oh, and the Aphelios ban. Okay, then. That's fair enough. Like, obviously, the Aphelios did get very tanky.
Mm.
And obviously just did so much damage. Wukong again, ooh, the J4's up actually, interesting, and they first
Absolutely,
pick
yeah.
it. So that was
Yeah,
that was the ban they dropped, and obviously got first picked. So they've got obviously seen something, but wanted to get rid of the Aphelios. I think you could have maybe have dropped the Samira, but if you're afraid of a bot lane snowballing, a Samira's a fine ban.
absolutely. I mean, generally, as a rule of thumb, I believe ADC is very much a scaling lane. But
Hmm.
well, firstly, there's a Jarvan, but let's go to this pick, the Vigar. Where does this change from the Vex in the previous one to now choosing the Vigar? Because they didn't
Okay.
get to late game.
Okay. And wow. So there's a
Okay.
Teemo.
Hello.
This is definitely spicy. So the Vigar I've seen being played in all three lanes.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of it in bot lane. I see a lot of it in mid lane, and I have seen it in top lane because it's usually a free lane for it to farm. The Teemo, I generally think if it's going to be anything, I think this is going to be support Teemo,
Yep. I
which
mean,
I
at the
believe
minute, yeah.
Fireflies are looking at that, and that's why they've picked for the MF because obviously it's more about her spells.
Yes.
And if it is the Veigar Teemo bot lane, the MF will be fine. Wow, this is
Sweet. Yeah. As we also have the Pantheon. So again, for this Trader Joe's team, there's a lot of flexes here,
yeah,
specifically Vigar Pantheon,
yeah.
Teemo in a sense as well.
You've got Pamp support, Pamp
Oh, I mean, yeah,
jungle, Pamp mid, Pamp
the most
farm.
4 lanes, I would say, and there's obviously a good case to be shown for ADC Pantheon if there's a Yumi about.
Yeah,
Yeah, first bands then coming in for the second round, 2 supports, so maybe not necessarily what you thought they thought about the team though.
and the Mundo ban. I think the Mundo ban's
Yeah,
fine.
I mean, absolutely.
Yeah. Um, yeah, the more I think again, you just ban the Morg. Obviously, I still feel like one of these three champs. I feel like this is the bot lane, or at least the support is in them three.
Absolutely.
But obviously, Morg can be just such a pain with a Black Shield, with a lot of the stuff that they want to throw at him. And the GP ban, I think that's fine.
Yeah, it was hovered last game, so possibly thinking that could come out if this team is support.
Yeah. Yeah, like it's the only thing I can think of is it's Teemo because I can't you just wouldn't put it top. Obviously, there's a jungler,
Yeah,
and I feel like okay, so I'm starting to think this is going to be Panther mid, Veigar Teemo bot.
yeah.
That's what I'm hoping for anyway.
I think there's a possibility of this, but also, and I don't know if the players have been watching the LEC today, but there was a Pike Vigar bot lane, which obviously quite nice as we see the Alistar locked in there. Really good combination with the MF. Obviously, a lot of stuns and CCs for this Alistar to be able to let MF hit skill
Yeah.
shots and all of that combo.
So what's going to be their final? Here's the top lane, so this could be. Oh no!
Or they brought out the Alistar top. Brilliant.
Oh
Okay.
my god! What is
Right. Here we go.
it?
Here we go.
Oh, and it's a
Well,
cat.
okay. Right. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Right. We're gonna just have to wait to get into game here because.
Okay. Great Graves Jungle.
Oh right.
Veigar
Yes,
top.
because they're obviously all in the right correct positions.
So Veigar top, Graves Jungle, Pam. Oh my!
Yeah.
This is definitely going to be. This is even going
Yeah,
to be the most cleverest play of just like let's just all play real funky stuff, or it's
absolutely.
going to
Yeah.
go down like an absolute lead balloon. There's going to be no middle ground here.
For sure. I'm slightly confused though now that with all the picking done that Trader Joe's haven't gone for the. Maybe it's the personal choice of the players, but Pantheon top, I would have thought, into this Alistar would be quite good in
To
the
be f-
fact that you can trade a lot better earlier. I mean, the range obviously is going to stop Alistar anyway, but putting Pantheon in such a down position into an Ari who's going to have the range advantage.
yeah, like I feel like if for the Veigar, you just wanted to since they've had his buffs to his Q and his W and adding that range, it does feel a bit lot nicer to play.
Okay.
I'm still taken by the alley top. I know I have heard
Mm.
about it, and I've heard about it from people that play a lot higher solo queue than I do. But I think that's a bit of a flex. To me, I would have just picked something solid. However,
Mm.
if Fireflies don't run this game like they did last one, and this gets to mid game and it's close, I think they're going to really struggle with the damage coming out from a Cass and a Veigar and a Graves and a Panth.
No, absolutely. I tend to agree here. I mean, Jarvan not going to be the tankiest.
Like I'm guessing Elise is going to take Jarvan and go Gore Drinker. I'm hoping, but then again, Eclipse wouldn't be the worst because they are a very very squishy team.
Yeah, both sides generally, apart from maybe Alistar, and obviously
Alistair
not maybe
Nor,
later into the game, are
yeah,
very squishy.
but this is yeah, this is definitely spicy. Yeah, they
No, absolutely, and I'm all in for this game. I don't really know how much we can talk about how the comp's going to interact with each other, but maybe on a team level and how each champ might interact.
it's an interesting one because the cast just want they've got two lanes that want to farm. However, this Panth level 6, if he plays this well and he just perma roams like level 6 every time his ult's up and he roams,
Yep.
like there's a lot of like kills that like they can get, especially in the bot lane, especially even the top lane, like with a Panth and a Veigar. Chuck, Panth comes in, stuns, Veigar cage, like you chain it well, like the Alistair will die.
Yeah.
And again, the bot lane, Panth ult, stun, Cass ult, Teemo blinds her. Like there's a lot that they can do.
Yeah.
But you look at Trader Joe's comp, and all I see is that is like the most solo queue game you could get.
No, I agree wholeheartedly. Um, yeah, we'll just have to see how it goes. We've now had the spectator delay, so shortly we will be there.
um, I don't know why. I'm kind of hoping that Fireflies invade this game. I feel like if they invade, like I want to see that level when Carnage. I don't like
Yes,
it's calling my name.
I absolutely agree. Tend
Uh,
to favour the Fireflies draft for level 1. Obviously, Nautilus having Hook, Ari having Charm, MF, E or Q, depending on what they're feeling they need. But again, a nice 5 point.
and,
Trader
and
Joe's, though,
oh,
setting themselves up.
I'm guessing they've taken stun on Panth.
Yeah,
They've been spotted though.
their ward down. As well, he's just sitting out in the open. Pant, stun, good few clicks,
Oh,
grounded. And the Ignite,
oh,
they're taking
lovely.
the first blood to Hopper. Good
That's big.
there. No, absolutely. And with the fact of, well, this is Vygar's top lanes, and the fact that they're in bot, given a really good helping hand into what could be a very tanky Alistar.
Yeah, it's you know they kind of sort of seen them as well, which is the more sad part. They saw them come in. They should have just backed off, warded, backed off, and then seen what they do with it.
Yeah.
Staying kind of sort of was very awkward.
Yeah, very odd decision in the fact that Jarvan level 1 doesn't have combo.
Yeah, and the Cass, she just roots you. You can't flash.
Yeah.
You just die. Oh my god.
Oh, here we go.
Level 2, and it's just going to erupt.
Even just the
Nice
trading at the
trade.
minute. We'll have to see when
But he's got
gets level 2. He's further away.
Yeah, he'll get it a little after, just purely because the Teemo's going to be sucking some of that CS experience as well. But this Veigar getting a tier to start. Oh,
Yeah, I mean, the acceleration on nice charm. Teemo now forcing out of Invis, and exhaust and a flash comes down. We'll see what Elise might want to do. I'll start. Nice knockup. It's only really teasing here, as obviously the Cass has had to play extremely
Graves
safe.
has counter jungled though, and the Pounce dead.
Yeah, nice stun there, but not really much can be done after that. We'll have to see. I'm not opting for this River Teemo to allow solo XP, but a nice
He gets
counter.
out. Very
Yeah,
lucky.
flash there, obviously used, being forced to be taken out. Yeah, just trying to collect as much of this farm to wait for Pantheon to come back.
Seeing very much the same. Go in combo.
Yeah.
But I was taking grasp on the Veigar as well. Just noticed that.
Okay. Teemo again not in this bot lane there, thinking 3 lanes of solo XP may be enough.
Yeah, if the Cass just got to play safe, pick up the farm. Like, she just wants to scale. It's fine. The Teebo's picked has obviously been picked as just a completely annoying unit. He just wants to just be a pain in the ass. However, if he spends too long out of lane, he's going to get massively underleveled, which is definitely not what you want. Even if your Cass is getting the levels, she's had to play so safe because she is playing down a support currently.
Absolutely. I mean, it's all dependent on Teemo's positioning. If he is playing this, in a sense, River Teemo, his positioning on being invisible when he can pop his blind. See first sort of components coming in there from Jarvan on a nice back with obviously the kill. The Iron Spike Whip coming out, so tending either towards the Gore Drinker or the Stride Breaker. Obviously, more than it will be the Gore Drinker.
Yeah, he's got Conqueror. He just wants to be very, very tanky. But again, I'm shocked that this Veigar is down as much as he is.
Yeah.
He's got a nice lane. He got the early tier. He just wants to farm. Like, obviously, that's a massive wave that he's got coming. Oh, is it a nice gank here?
Opportunity. Obviously, no flash, but the CC hasn't been used. Wilder still fighting as Elise.
Goodbye, Teemo.
Is now back in your bot lane for another free kill. And MF also getting it there as well. Nice jump in here from Pantheon. A good possibility of burst. Good block on the majority of the damage. And Q comes out for a good
kill there.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, obviously the possibility of Pantheon there solo killing, just in general, as the champ he is, it's very high.
I just noticed his phase rush Alistair as well.
I don't tend to remember what Alistair top goes. Unfortunate timing there on the cage.
I think
damage coming out here with the Dark Seal as well. But generally, Shadow will just out damage mostly.
No, I think he just dies here.
A good flash, our pop. There's not really much else Hopper can do. Alistair, poor timing on walking out of the cage, but I still think the kill is there.
Oh, unlucky.
Just outside the range.
Yeah, a few more seconds. If he could have got in, he probably could have lived there.
Yep.
You know,
Obviously, just a really good use of ult, and he's now got 2 stacks on a Dark Tail.
yeah. Obviously, taking Pro in the bot. Shadow just needs to try and keep the wave in a good position and just farm. You know, he will eventually just beat down on this Alistair, but you know, he's got 126 stacks on his tier, 129. He's slowly stacking, same as the Cass. You know, they're not playing to, as much as they've got a lot of cheese in their sort of comp. Like their biggest damage dealers are wanting to scale.
Absolutely.
Okay, this could be
Good
a
stun there. A lot of damage obviously coming
okay,
out.
got him nice.
And Navarian getting a kill. Simon Elise on TP. Just after Dragon's taken as well. So looking at possibly an early soul. That's a
Fluffy needs to be
lot of
careful
damage
here,
down.
yeah.
As MF, I believe, is closely pressing to level 6.
I'm trying to see. Shadow just wants to go back to. Just, okay.
I mean, yeah, unfortunately, this is just the Alistair combo.
Yeah. I'm interested to know what he goes in terms of his build, though.
So there's only a ruby crystal at the minute.
Yeah.
This could be Raleigh.
Like Shadow should just shove this, try and get it underway, and he's just gonna hold the wave. He needs the jungler to come up and help break this freeze, because if he gets frozen on it, it's gonna be very, very difficult.
Do have an Ari roaming up here.
Well, they know the Teemo's here.
So. Yeah, Shadow has taken the safe option. Back to top try. Really good hook here. Nice ignite, and auto attacks come down. The Teemo's just dead.
But this Panth needs to get roaming. Oh, here he comes.
Speaking of the devil, he shall arise, and Wilder
so
finishing off that kill there. Nice hook, but not necessarily what he wants. Cass is also now here, so
yeah,
just a little bit of hook damage on either side. There. You see the Alistair ticking over to 8 over Shadows 7.
This phase rush. The thing is, once he seems to get on top, that'll be it. So, but again, Navarian is having a lot more impact in this early game compared to Akanoko. I believe that's how you pronounce it, and I apologise if I'm incorrect.
Yeah, I had trouble looking at that one. As a nice ult comes down, MF.
Heal.
Pulling through, nice hook to keep him in the game. Can Teemo get one back?
1 for 1, like, it's not ideal, but it's better than nothing, I suppose.
Absolutely. As we see the flag come down there from Jarvan, just threatening Vigar as Pantheon goes in, but there's also a regank now from the Graves. The slow
they should
down.
be fine, they should just get it. Oh, interesting.
Unlucky timing there. Wilder has to finish off. Not quite enough damage there, but Wilder getting kills is never a bad thing. Mentality, Graves.
Yep. They've definitely tried to pull this. I don't know why the Teemo's there. That is a very.
The blind has saved Teemo.
Yeah.
The final auto just missing the timing of the blind.
But Trader Joe's definitely.
Oh, lovely flash ignite. Won't pick down enough to
kill. He got him.
Does. Beautiful play there from Navarian.
Where was this Trader Joe's last game?
Well, from what I can tell, Vex obviously isn't only enough champion for this mid laner.
Yeah, I'd say like last game, it was their mid was the most promising of the 5. Obviously, not much you could do even as Vex, and you fall as far behind as the rest of the team did. But you know, they've put themselves in a very good spot. They've got a gold lead. Obviously, they are down first Drake. However, you know, they could look to contest this Drake. There comes the Teemo.
Possibly Pantheon also there with Cass as well coming in from the bottom side. I don't mind the flash there, but if the Cass doesn't get a good
ult here. Oh, big ult, big ult.
Big ult from
Huge.
Cassiopeia, but the MF
huge
ult
MF
coming
ult though.
in. Everybody's locked up, and Wilder's just trying to get something back. Flash traded there to be able to get away. Timo using the quickness to
He's going full AP Timo as well. I'm guessing we're going to have the Andrew's demonic.
Oh, saved by the minion there. The hook possibly hitting Wilder.
We should clear most of this wave. It should be fine.
Yeah. A nice little bit of gold and experience there for the jungler. And again, not really much going on in this top lane. I think we're looking at Roa for.
Well, there's Wild. The question: are they going to try and fight this Drake? No MF ult.
It is only 2 down at this Drake. Pantheon going in. Nice shot to Timo.
Yep.
Good auto attack stun, but stun back, and
big.
Mr. Fluffy getting the kill is really helpful here. Ari now rotating. This is a 4 versus 3. No MF ult, no Ari ult. No ult's really available for anyone.
Yeah, and this Viger slowly but surely coming online. He's gonna get, he's starting to sort of bully Catalyst. What is this? What is this cow building?
I believe both of them are building Roa.
Oh,
but I'm
going for the one-shot cow.
Unless it's so from memory, this item also builds into Abyssal.
Oh, okay.
So whether that's his port of call.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it would be the worst, would it?
No, I don't think so either. Obviously being tanky and then taking away as much MR as it's going to be.
This fighting over this Drake, everyone really wants this Drake.
Well, it's funny you should say that because 2 of the people for Trader Joe's here
that's big.
have item.
Oh no! And never mind.
Drake's on. Yeah. Nice again, hook.
That was a waste of the heal. I don't think you needed to do that. I think.
Yeah. Pantheon just trying to chuck Q's into assassinate someone. Oh, Ari maybe caught a hit. Nope. Got the dash away. Pantheon definitely
he doesn't need to be there. The cast ain't there.
Yeah, and there's unfortunately no return kill. Hopper again fighting limit here. Nice knock up. Good headbutt away. There's not really much. Well, either of them can do, to be quite fair. Yeah. Just noticed as well there is 6 Dark Steel stacks on this Ari. Yeah. So
this MF is big. There was, I think there was a bit of miscommunication there. Like the Pamp should never have gone in. And we're back to the Alistair trying to zone the Veigar, and the Veigar just poking him and picking up stacks anyway.
Again, Wilder actually picking up quite a lot of CS from this mid lane just because, well, Pantheon's been trying to roam. Unfortunately, 3 deaths as well. Has not always been in lane. So, although Navarian hasn't necessarily held a 0 deaths, Wilder is benefiting slightly as well. So we see
that's so unlucky.
Just
they know what he wants to do.
Yeah, and a really good turnaround there from Andreas to stop the ult hitting themselves. And again, just a bit of light tapping each other. As ult is popped by limit test. Good near sight. Force flash.
If the Veigar can get out.
EQ. Veigar.
The thing is, J4's waiting for the Veigar to flash there before he ults, which is
just missing out on Wilder R. Not enough damage. Good shield to stay alive there. From Fireflies.
And here comes the gang.
Good flag, nice charm, a lot of damage. Even Alistair's getting in on it. Enough damage to be able to take out the Graves, and Ari collecting more lovely stacks for the Dark Harvest. Sorry, the Dark Seal.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely coming into an interesting one.
Certainly.
I feel like Fireflies have definitely responded. They've taken on board of what Trader Joe's are trying to do, and they're slowly starting to shut it down. That hook by the Nautilus into the bush, very, very smart. Obviously, you know what the teamer wants to do, and there's a very good chance he's going to be in that bush. If you miss, it's a bit of mana. If you hit, you know he just dies.
Yeah, and Andres having a total of 2 deaths in these games so far.
Oh no, he picked 2 up last game. He
Oh,
was
2, so 3. I mean, yeah. One difference is obviously a really good performance at the minute, and obviously Alistar then collecting her own, not having any deaths as well. We'll see.
yeah, the rower Alistair is one I wasn't expecting to see this evening.
Yeah, something I only thought people like the Shy or anyone in those regions would go for.
Good flash there. Uh,
I'm not 100% sure that
mm,
as
yeah,
much as Alistair can do. I mean, obviously it's really just CC
it,
destruction.
yeah, his phase rush Alistair. He's actually kind of quite scary.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, fighting 1-on-1, not necessarily, but the amount of CC, like we've been saying.
And the problem is with Timo, it's it's at this point it's not solo queue, and people can play around it quite well when it's in fives. He just will die eventually.
Uh, nice little
Like
helmet there.
he's not doing the damage yet, and I don't know if he will hit that, but I appreciate the plan around it.
We won't talk about that, Ari. Yeah, so just, again, taking really nice control. Alistar actually getting the kill there in top lane. There was a bot dive on the edge of tower aggro there from the bot lane duo.
Uh,
Luckily, the CS
oh
has
no,
been a lot
this is gonna hurt.
closer. Pantheon just about getting in.
Oh,
Jarvan
okay.
down.
Who
Nice
got
little
Herald?
bit of stoppage there, and now start disrupting. Ari dashes back in. That may be a
Oh
problem
no,
for her.
but this
Goes
looks like a big
down.
MF ult though. If she does this smart.
I don't think the MF wants to go in just in case the caught, but that's really nice damage onto this Teemo. Alistar really pushing forward now with the ult. Possible shield stoppage there, not disengaging quite quickly enough here for Trader Joe's. And another hook, stopping Fluffy Bunny from getting away. And it's
I've seen this before with this Timo.
yeah, deja vu's coming here. Holy moly!
Oh god, I'm sure that's how he died about 2 minutes prior. It was in that bush, just...
Yeah.
and then another Drake. Nice, easy, clean.
That puts them to soul point now. 20
And
or so minutes, and
yeah,
wait
and
another 4.
this cow, 10 seals in his dark, 10 stacks in his dark seal.
Something you never thought you'd be saying.
I don't know. I'm kind of hoping he goes Medjay. I'm hoping he goes
Oh
all in
no,
on
absolutely.
it.
This is definitely what we want, but I didn't.
Like,
I bet you didn't think you were going to be saying that today.
no, I did not. This could be interesting. Oh no, I forgot. It's a team of support.
Yes.
Any other support there, I'm like, oh, maybe they could do something, and it's like, no, the team just does nothing at this point.
I mean, yeah, it's also just really good rotations. Andres and Makuti. Yeah, from the mid lane there, making sure that both kills are collected. Fluffy maybe out of position slightly here, but not being chased. Not a problem. So we see Shadow coming round for a long flank. Deciding, no, I don't want to do that.
Oh, that's a huge chunk there.
Yeah, MF and Ari damage there. And this is a nice tier 2 in the mid lane. Good. Oh, Fluffy going up. Nice. Oh,
Yeah.
really good as we do see Shadow coming in on the flank, but yeah, everything's just there, ready for that.
Yes, it's the start of snowball now. I say that as if it hasn't been snowballing. Like, it was a good first 10 minutes, and then
And no, absolutely. They were up 7-5 on kills. They had the kills in the right places, especially on Anthony and
Veigar,
Graves.
and then yeah. And I feel like this is where this Teemo pick kind of now like falls off. I think if they then had maybe some sort of actual, this is a
Bavarian just walking into Baron Pit there.
okay.
I guess it stops them for a minute, maybe allowing Wilder to get in, possibly. If and there you go!
God. He just walks in right under his nose. Oh my
Bavarian.
God.
Absolutely. Saves that play there, allows Wilder to push in. He flashes
that is so funny.
Really going for it here.
Oh, like, you've literally just... Yeah, like, the Alistair's even over there as well. He just walks past like, no, I'm taking that.
I mean, this may have happened, but Fireflies are 100% pushing in this base anyway. It's a really good ultimate prediction, right where he's about to land, and it's another easy kill.
Yeah, Wilder's just thinking there he's got the moral victory.
Absolutely. Well, funny enough, I was thinking, well, what can Trader Joe's do to get back into this game? That would have been perfect had they been able to survive for a little bit longer.
So who on their team, Max? So it's just the Cass and Teemo that have.
Yes, because Wygar just died as well. Graves died trying to steal it, so it should just be these two.
That's damage though.
A lot of damage from an Alistar, and obviously forcing the flash out.
He's gone down.
10 stacks of Magice is now down to, so maybe not necessarily as prominent.
Oh, I didn't even realise he bought the Magice.
Yeah, well, I believe on the previous back is when he did so.
What is this game?
Well, we're here and we're here for it.
Oh,
preferably we'd get to late games so we can have some really, really big team fights, especially with Veigar and a Cassiopeia.
Yeah, the Veigar needs to actually pick up some farm. 128 at 23 minutes is not ideal for a champ that you want to just be power farming on and getting stuff.
Especially into this.
There's some anger going here.
Oh, yeah. Jarvan's gone. I see you pushing that. Nope, you're not getting that bounty. I'm going to kill you.
I think it's also the fact that he just had his Baron stolen by him.
Yeah.
Nice, well played.
Matt's just missed the hook slightly there, connecting with the wall.
But the question is, can Wilder do it for this soul that's going to be spawning soon?
Well, unfortunately, he doesn't have the cover of a wall, so we'll have to see where that leaves us. See what sort of sneaky stealth that Wilder can do, along with maybe Navarian.
Will J4 won't be up in time?
Yeah.
I can't. This Veigar looking pretty tanky though.
Yeah, tanky, but possibly very. No, good cage there. Yeah, dead. There's unfortunately no trade back as well. That's support Teemo.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's no possibility of a push forward through blue.
And I'm seeing some interesting chat there.
Wilder maybe in a bit of pain over the loss so far.
Yeah.
Nice. Very nice combination of the MF as well.
Here comes Alistair.
Who's taking very little damage.
Those
power shots, and we're possibly seeing the end.
Yeah, they could look for the end here. I don't know. Veigar is up, with his cage and his Qs and his Ws. There's enough damage there to repel it. The removal of the Baron has elongated this game a bit longer than it probably should have gone.
Yeah. We do see them backing away, possibly looking for the tier 2 in the bot lane just to make push that little bit easier. So yeah, Jarvan not really getting caught out either. Nice walk away to survive. Good stun. So half health for this Ahri. And Jarvan really in a sticky situation. Good stun. Nice
Yeah,
cube at the
there is
shield.
Gore Drinker, Black Cleaver, he should be fine. No, Cass is now.
That's a good hook. Nice stone statue there of Nautilus, but
Good
unfortunately the
jump
MF
though on
is
for
just
Andreas. Oh!
MF is dead. So good ult there from Vigard. What else we done? Good stun. Nice few tower shots, but just not enough damage.
Yeah,
Teemo's
once
also
the
down there.
Vigard dies, I think that's pretty much all their damage.
As they're really going for it now.
He
A
wants it.
good stun under the tower. Just again, not enough damage. As we see the split pushing Alistar.
Yeah,
10 stacks on rowers, six Magi stacks.
The full AP Alistair, like, don't mind me. just gonna end the game myself.
Yeah, so good stun. Gore Drinker not really doing much healing, but there's just not enough damage, and now everyone's ready to jump on new Nuvarian.
Yeah, and at this point.
Yeah, it's definitely the last flails of trying to get something out of this game.
Flash by the Naught though.
Good charm.
Nice Vegas still does damage though, like one good combo and he can blow. I'm trying to clutch straws here, but
I mean, yeah, the straw is the Rabazon rower.
Yeah, that was a very expensive build there.
Yes, and like you were saying, the farm is where it's at. Really good old catching free there. Of course,
that was
right to the Vigar.
Yeah,
they're just pushing.
Kind of Vigar maybe get something else, like maybe.
Unfortunately, I think those straws have fallen out of your hands. They're the coaster.
Yeah.
As we see,
I respect Trader Joe's.
No,
they went for a fun comp. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Absolutely.
And there was definitely some surprises on both teams for that game, to be fair.
Yep. An absolutely brilliant game, and well, a lot closer than the previous one, even though the deaths may not say that. Yeah, but like we were saying, a good early game there from Trader Joe's. Unfortunately, they couldn't convert, and Fireflies take the best of 3, 2-0. So let's get a MVP for this specific game.
See, like as much like I'm gonna go with Andreas because he had some fantastic ults that game. Really like positioned well. Obviously, I'd love to give it to limit testing because not only did he go the Magi's, go full it. It was the fact of every time we went top, it was just like he completely bullied that Veigar. But Andreas that game was just fantastic. Played really well. Just great positioning. And just the amount of like multi-man ults that just completely shredded, sort of and ended any sort of chance of Trader Joe's being able to even bring up a solid fight was just really well done.
Yeah, absolutely. And then now with that and our first best of over, do you have an MVP for the best of overall?
Overall, it's really difficult. I'm probably going to say the bot lane. I don't know how to really sort of, because I feel like the bot lane, it's very hard to pick one over the other because obviously one makes the other look good.
Yeah.
The bot for Fireflies played fantastic. Even in some awkward matchups like in game one, and then again in this one where it's like it kind of took them by surprise. Obviously, like it was nice they were playing 2v1 for a lot of the early point in this game. However, I think it was a really well, like they just played well. They were very well positioned. The Naught was where he needed to be in both games. Obviously, I think the entirety of Fireflies played really well. I think Top played fantastic both games. I think Elise was looking really nice on the J4 and on, was it game one? The
Wukong.
The Wukong. Oh yeah, Wukong was really nice. It was definitely nice to see a lot more come from the mid. The Ari was just on fire. Definitely a lot, massive improvement in terms of how he was looking compared to game one. So it was nice to see a lot more come from him. But it does look like we have one of the members.
Believe it's Andres.
Hey there, how are you?
Oh, Mr. Andreas. Oh,
Very good. Very good. And yourself?
Yeah, I mean, after those two games, I feel very great. I feel amazing.
Absolutely. And well, very good score lines. Absolutely. So, game one, you come in. What are your thoughts coming into the series as a general?
Well, I do know the fact that Trader Joe's, their bot lane in our round robin game against them, did give us a bit of trouble since they were Zaya Rakan. And that's really tough for the Aphelios, which I was in that first game. And so I just thought, take that away. Also take away Kate Lux. I can then play into anything, honestly. With
Fair
what
enough.
I have seen anyway. Like, sure, Aphelios early on is not fantastic. Then again, he shouldn't be. He is a late game ADC, as you have seen. But
Yeah.
the simple fact that they did not focus me in those early fights just pushed me so far ahead.
So then coming into the draft and the game,
Mhm.
there was a lot of flex picks there for Trader Joe's. Did you have the idea of what they were going for coming into the final pick?
Not necessarily. I did with what little research I do because it's not really my forte. I did see the fact that the top laner did play Poppy. I did not see that the support played Poppy. So in my mind, I was like, "Oh, this is a Poppy top."
Absolutely fair enough.
Mhm.
And then
yeah,
obviously
And
for
yeah, I
that
mean,
being the window.
when it was
Yeah,
showed bot lane, it's like, okay, whatever, I can handle this. All I got to do is just stay in the middle. Don't be near walls. And then what what can the Poppy do?
exactly. Um, yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. It's like for us watching, I feel like that the big turning point with game one anyway was um, the fight around. I believe it was the second Drake where it was 4v5, if I recall correctly.
Yes,
And
with what I had heard from my teammates and that sort of stuff, they did used three ultimates on our mid laner, I believe, and
okay,
because of my jungle and my support, who was amazing by the way, I would not have been able to be where I was if it was not for Makuti. So props to you, mate. I really appreciate you coming in and just smurfing, honestly. But yeah, I mean when they used three ultimates on one carry and then just forget about the other carry, I just did my part. I killed, I believe, the Poppy at first. I saw the Caitlyn walk away low HP, flash Gale Force, kill her, come back, kill someone else, and then I believe Fex missed me, hit someone else, went in, and I killed her again. Quadra kill.
yeah,
yeah.
it was definitely a moment where it was just like, wow, okay, the late game of Felios is
Mhm.
incredibly fed. This is going to be definitely an uphill battle, and from there it was.
Yeah.
Um, to be fair, the support, my God, like some of the cues he was landing, it was,
Oh yeah, hella sexy.
yeah,
Like I
like
said, if it was not for him, I would not have been able to do what I did. And even in the final part of the second game, limit testing, Taxi, he had such an amazing engage with the Adasar, hitting four people, which allowed me to then
Yes.
get my game ending ultimate essentially. Like you know,
yeah,
again, you know, such a out of the blue pick. He just randomly said it in draft, and I was like, okay, I'll do that. Simple as, and it worked out.
yeah,
Yes. Yeah. Just gonna ask about again then moving
Mhm,
into second game with how the draft went in the first game. Well, your thoughts going into the second game firstly, and then maybe
mhm.
what you thought about where this Timo
I
was
knew,
going.
yeah, I knew for a fact I wasn't going to have a Philios after that first game. That was completely out the question. So I
Yeah.
completely threw it out of my mind. In which they
Yeah.
did ban it third. In which if they did not ban it, I would have just laughed and picked it again.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, with the Timo second pick for them, it did throw us for a loop for a little bit. But after seeing Vagar and Timo and that sort of stuff, it just sort of calls that it's a non-meta sort of draft that they're going for.
Yeah.
And upon seeing the fact that they just did not have much in terms of tank, I just thought Misfortune, you know, is just very good for that sort of burst damage that she has with her auto attacks, her Q, and her ult. In which it was my support who then said, "Oh, just go lethality," in which I did, and you saw the results.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
Yeah.
definitely the play for the lethality. What was with the so what was the decision behind the Alistair top? Because that definitely took me.
There was no idea behind it. Like quite literally, like I said, we were in draft, and then Texas just goes, "Pick me Alistair." I'm like, "Okay, I can do that. Sure, why not?" And he's like, "Just watch, just watch."
A
I
big
was like, "Okay, I'll
cojones.
watch." And you know what? Fucking fair play to him. He absolutely demolished. Even
Yeah,
when, even when the Vega did get first blood because of their invade, he still just mopped the floor with him.
Yeah.
it was yeah, because every time we sort of
Yeah.
panned the top side, it was the Alistair running at the Vega and the
Mhm.
Vega not like the phase rush Alistair just basically CC knock him up, run
Yeah.
at him, CC knock him back away from his. It was at a certain point. It was getting quite like I don't think I'd want to be that Vega at that
Oh
point.
yeah.
It was definitely deja vu at some
Yeah, yeah,
points
yeah.
throughout that.
I do feel bad for my mid laner, honestly, because he is a good player, but he just wasn't needed.
Yes, certainly in the
You
first
could
game.
yeah, you could
Yeah.
have given him pom poms, honestly, and he would have been
I, I
the
I don't know.
exact same
I
use.
feel like game two, like he
Game two,
definitely
game two, he definitely had a
Yes.
bit more to do, but
yeah.
it's
It's
just
definitely nice
again
to see
when
a
you
lot
have
more. Yeah.
it's just like when he played the Aurelion Soul games. I knew for a fact if I don't do well, he's Aurelion Soul. He's just going to carry. And it's that sort of thing where if one of us isn't strong enough to carry, the other one for sure is.
Yeah. Lovely. Okay then. Well, they may not be official, but our personal MVPs, one for yourself and one for your support in the first game.
I appreciate it, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. No worries at all.
I mean, I was going to
Uh,
say, whether you had picked me MVP or my support MVP, honestly, that is an MVP for both of us. Because one cannot work without the other.
Yeah.
and
Like
that's, well, like Costa was saying, why overall we
Mhm.
couldn't pick an overall best of MVP.
yeah. I think both of you played fantastic. Both games. Obviously,
Mhm.
your support was just landing some just really nice cues, and obviously
Yeah.
just setting it up so that you can obviously get fed. He made some really nice roams as well, especially in game one. And did what he needed to, was just very effective. And yourself, your positioning was really nice. Obviously,
Mhm.
you got the quadra in game one, and then in game two, there was some absolutely nutty multi-man MF ults that even when it was a lot closer, basically just completely just turned the game on its head.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, it was just very nice to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then
I
maybe
appreciate it, yeah.
final question. I'm not sure if you know, we don't personally know, but thoughts going into your next best of in this bracket?
I mean, we have um, beaten everyone except for Frostbite, and that was when I don't know if we are if Frostbite is in the same one. I don't know, but I believe everyone who is in our group we have beaten once, and we know for a fact we can beat again. It doesn't matter who we face. We are going in with the confidence we can win, but not, you know,
Oh,
we're not being cocky. We're not like overlooking them. Essentially, we just know we've beaten these guys before. If we just stick to what we know and what we do best, we can win. 49 times out of 50.
yeah. So from what I've seen, I've just quickly just put the brackets up. It's currently 1-1 with Hentai Haven Academy and Young Hip Hop Gangster. Is it Turtles, I believe?
I think that's correct. Yeah.
So and Frostfire is in bracket group 2.
Yeah,
So,
bracket 2.
and currently, I think Quantify and Ablaze Development are playing in their 0-1 to Ablaze currently. So, so I'm assuming then that going off of the bracket size, that you assume you're going to play Frostbite in the finals. Then, if all goes to plan.
Yeah, I assume so. I have heard good things about Quantify recently, because they have changed one or two players. I don't know exactly, but they do look like a different team, a better team. So it's going to be interesting if we do face them again. But yeah, so those two are the main ones I am looking forward to, if we are to face those teams. But it's one game at a time. We are going to look at who we are facing next, and we are going to ensure we win, like always.
Well,
Oh.
brilliant. Yeah, unless what, Chris, do you have?
Oh, no. No, I agree. You looked like really, really good today.
Thank you.
Again, looking forward to seeing your guys' next game, which again would either be Hip Hop Gangster Turtles or Hentai Haven Academy.
Mhm.
I think both them games should provide a very, very solid best of 3.
Yeah,
I'm looking
I
forward
don't
to seeing.
remember. I don't remember which team it was, but I believe it was one of those two teams where we had a very scrappy game.
Oh,
So
we do like a good scrappy
yeah,
game.
it's always fun.
It is. Well, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Andres. And yeah, again, brilliant performance.
Thank you very much.
Congrats on the win.
Thank you.
Well, yeah, I'm not really sure that there's much else to talk about because, again, very dominant, very well thought out wins. So yeah,
Yeah, definitely. Fireflies, congratulations on the win. Trader Joe's, love the
condolences.
condolences, and definitely love the pick of comp for game 2. It definitely, there's a lot of picks that took me by surprise, and it was definitely fun to see you try something that is looking really nice at the start. So good luck in the losers brackets.
Again, I think that should be about it from us. Well, thank you everyone for joining us here for the best of between Fireflies and Trader Joe's, and hopefully we will see you next time.
See you next time, guys.